seeds of dissension being sown amongst more than one faction, with one leading to the ultimate end, at the very least for one member. A very enjoyable back and forth between the Celtic Warrior and the Scottish Psychopath, and a very controversial championship victory. All that and more this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. But hey, I am your boy, the wrestling VTuber World Champion Dojon Vaughn. And if you like daily wrestling content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and join your boy over on the Twitch, the main YouTube, and as well as Twitter and the Discord. But let's get into this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. The show kicked off with Damian Priest getting kicked. Before that happened, these two would have a bit of a back and forth, seemingly setting up the potential for a babyface Damian Priest before the Judgment Day attempted to jump Jey Uso without the express permission of Damian Priest yet again, this time with Damian getting dropped. And throughout this show, the Judgment Day, I can tell you, have shown quite the amount of signs that they will not be around when Rhea Ripley returns. I am betting you on that. An enjoyable match between DIY and the Awesome Truth for the World Tag Team titles, with the match ending via a pay dirt mashed up with a skull crushing finale. I don't remember what commentary called it. I believe they said the truth crushing finale. Nevertheless, a very impressive looking move, and the Awesome Truth retains. Also, it feels like I have to say this every time DIY pops up. Please, Def Rebel, go away. WWE, Triple H, please give these guys a new tag team song, a new theme song, please. Also, following this, Ciampa would not shake the hand of the Awesome Truth and instead would bail out of the ring. Potential seeds of dissension between DIY as well as the Judgment Day. And you want to talk about dissension, we'll get to a little bit more quickly. But first, the return of the Ring would be cut off by that of the New Day. However, before the New Day would come out and start antagonizing Gunther, he would mention how he's not intent on swinging verbally on Sami Zayn, but instead setting his sights on the recently announced King of the Ring tournament, which, hey, follow your boy if you want to see me give predictions on who I think will win next month's King and Queen of the Ring, and stating that following the draft, maybe he'll go after Sami, maybe he'll go after the world title, maybe he'll go after the undisputed title. New Day would come out and antagonize the Ring and which would lead to another tag match between the Imperium's Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser versus the New Day. What would ultimately prove to be the final time we will ever see this match, as the New Day would yet again get the victory over Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. What? Following the match, the end of Giovanni's time in Imperium has came, as Ludwig Kaiser would turn on his tag team partner, battering him and potentially putting him out of action, putting him down on these stairs like how he did, I believe, to Xavier Woods a couple of months ago, running around the ring and hitting a dropkick before heading to the back and being greeted by a smiling Gunther. Giovanni is out of Imperium. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre would have quite a very enjoyable back and forth from against one another, with Drew McIntyre commenting on Sheamus and how people have been making fun of his weight, which, my god, in 1 week Sheamus has lost a lot of weight. What is this man on? And Sheamus also retorting with the fact that he doesn't really care what people say about him or his weight, it doesn't really bother him. But at the same time, he sees Drew McIntyre and his obsession with CM Punk, and the fact that it costed him that moment at WrestleMania, which is something that all of us have been saying. These two had quite the excellent back and forth, and truth be told, I am not doing it justice. Go ahead and watch it yourself. This would ultimately end with Drew McIntyre saying in a bit of a threatening manner, "Hey, watch your back," or "I'm gonna be here to watch your back," hitting that last bit with a little bit of threatening tone. My god, Shinsuke, what, I will maybe this week talk on the fact that I'm sad that we seemingly will never do much anything with Shinsuke, but good lord. However, pretty enjoyable match would ensue between Sheamus and the King of Strong Style, ultimately ending with Sheamus getting the victory. Speaking of seeds of dissension being sown, Dominic Mysterio has been confirmed to be out with an injury, as well as Rhea Ripley, and quite frankly has set up Santos Escobar to take its place, which is not well received by the members of Judgment Day. JD and Santos will take on Ricochet and Andrade El Idolo, ultimately ending in the Judgment Day and LGF, the heels ultimately losing. Damian Priest would come out and lay waste to the both of them, but not before he would go ahead and lambast his team, his faction, shortly after, stating that, hey, y'all need me. I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all to be interfering on my behalf. I don't need y'all to be doing stuff, jumping in my business, anything of the sort. I don't need y'all. Y'all need me. Which, to be fair, ain't that wrong. And I'm going to be talking about this match a lot more tomorrow for tomorrow's video. But the women's battle royale, the main event of Raw, and pretty sizably long amount of time was given to this match. But in the end, a bit of a controversial decision, as the final three would be Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, and Becky Lynch. Nia would be eliminated, and then not long after, Liv Morgan would be as well. And the new undisputed, or the new women's world champion, would be Becky Lynch. And there's been a decent bit of backlash I've been hearing of people going, well, I kind of wish someone new won the title, like Nia Jax. Some even saying that they prefer to see Liv with the title. A lot of people, hell, even myself yesterday, in yesterday's video, said that I could have sworn that we were going to have Liv Morgan potentially win it, although I did say Becky as well. That being said, I feel, and this is a little bit of a window into what I'm going to say for tomorrow's video, I feel like we could have a lot more being done with Becky being champion right now as compared to Liv Morgan, but I'll get onto that for tomorrow. But yeah, that was this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day seemingly having some issues, same for DIY potentially. And while I did not cover it, there was also a segment between Alpha Academy as well as Sami Zayn getting attacked by Bronson Reed backstage, and Chad Gable, now being a heel, absolutely lambasting Alpha Academy and making them pledge their allegiance to him and to help him get that Intercontinental title, while also justifying the fact that he had turned on Sami for the fact that he wasted his time on him, giving his spot to somebody that took everything he wanted, his moment, for himself, and saying that Sami going ahead, putting the title in front of him after he lost, trying to consult him, as well as going over to his wife in similar fashion to how Chad went to go over to his child and give him that title, was a little bit too much for him. Sees the dissension between their Judgment Day, DIY, and one of the members of Imperium being ejected. Maybe we'll have another member join. Maybe we'll have a tag team of sorts, but even though they both be individual competitors with Bunta and Kaiser, I'm not quite sure. Nevertheless, let me know your thoughts down below on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Again, tomorrow your boy will be dropping a video of my thoughts on Becky Lynch being the new women's world champion and whether or not it's a good idea. But anyways, I appreciate you for watching this video so far. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, see ya.